Always moisturize. Okay. Let's ride this rabbit.
Well, I don't know what this thing is. Greg gets a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys, on this week's show. Boeing workers go on strike, and what is all the fuss happening over there in California? And a new hire gets fired after 2 hours of work at Walmart. And have you heard about the new Chase Bank glitch trend? All this and much more will discuss here in the next 60 minutes. All this and much more will be discussed here on Deacon Live. As for the next 60 minutes, we'll get you caught up on the things you might have missed over the last 7 days or so. How are you? How are things going? Are you having a good time? Are you enjoying this 4-day work week? Labor Day weekend was this past Monday, Labor Day and all that. And something that we do here on the property here. Now, we're located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. We sit on about 22 some odd acres. We actually had some ding-dong on the two-lane country road outside of our house. We have no highways, no anything. It's just two-lane, literally like the double yellow line and then the broken line, and then that's it. That's all we got in this area, but it's 55 miles an hour out front of our house here. Now we're offset off the road a little bit, but this Labor Day weekend, somewhere in the middle of the night, some box truck driver or something, like around midnight, all of a sudden, boom, the power goes off in the middle of the night, and you can tell because everything's quiet. You don't have that electric hum of the fan. You don't have the electric hum of your radio clock that's next to you. All these little things. When the power goes off, man, everything's quiet. You don't hear anything. And it wakes you up, which is so weird in itself. You would think the absolute most quietness would let you stay asleep. But no, it woke us up. So we're laying there. And of course, it's the middle of the night. Granted, we're in North Carolina. It's not the hottest place in the world, but it's not the coolest place right now. Overnights right now, I think it is like 74 degrees, around there, 74, 72 degrees. But you're laying in bed and you're like, I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot. I can feel it. Are you hot, honey?
No, shut up. Go to sleep.
All right. So you lay there and you stand and you stare at the ceiling and then you close your eyes. Now, I do sleep with earplugs in, and I do sleep with a blinder mask on. I know. Very, very demure. I guess that's the new term everyone's using. And you're like going, well, Deacon, how did you know the power went off? Man, I'm from Florida. I sleep with a fan on, even in the wintertime. If that fan goes off, the air feels stagnant. It feels stale. And I'm sitting there going, it literally, like, power went off. I jump. I don't know why. My wife goes, the power went off. I go, yeah, I know. I'm wide awake now. So I'm laying there trying to get back to sleep and stuff. And we get a text from Duke Energy, power went off. 160 people are in your area are out of power, which, that sounds like nothing, but that's like our whole neighborhood. It's 160 people. We sit on 22 acres. My neighbor sits on 18 acres. And, you take that times 160 people, we're kind of spread out. But one power line shut this whole neighborhood down. And then we're like, I'm not going to be able to get back to sleep. Finally, you go back to sleep. Man, I had some weird dreams during that quiet time. My brain is actually working overtime in the dream state form. And the power comes back on like 3:30 or something. I'm like, power's back on. Power's back on, babe.
Shut up. Go back to sleep.
Okay, I will. So how was your Labor Day weekend? That's what happened to mine. I don't know if the box truck driver was drunk or delivering something. I don't know what was happening. But anyways, he wrapped himself around one of our wooden posts. He's fine. I saw the little gossip on Facebook. We have a what's up. Every town's got it. What's up Detroit? What's up Orlando, which is where I'm from? We have what's up Marshville. And, what happened in Marshville? And everyone gets on there and, all the hens go, Bigelow talking, Bigelow talking, Bigelow more. And they, they're typing everything. Guy was fine, walked away. They still took him to the ER to make sure he was all right. But, so the power went out. But we still did not have the internet because, it's on the same pole and they both can't work together for whatever reason, So power was out for 3 hours. Internet was out for like 6 hours or something like that. Thank God it was on by the time we got up and got going and started our day, or none of this right here you hear right in front of you would ever happen. And one thing I did want to discuss real quick is I make, for Labor Day weekend, I smoked ribs on the grill. Now, I had a smoker, one of those big, filing cabinet looking smokers, big, tall, square box, bottom rusted out. And I said, you know what? I'm done with this guy. He's served this purpose. He's given us great meals out to the scrapyard. But I got like a Weber. It's the Spirit, whatever the 4-burner is. I've got the Spirit. I think it's the Spirit. And I do a little smoke chip box on one side of the grill, and then I put the ribs on the other side, not on the flames, and we smoke ribs, and it turns out great. Who needs a goddamn $600 pellet smoker? I've got this grill right here. It works fine. But one thing I do love doing, and as I was doing it, I'm like, do people do this anymore? Like the old school way? I like making baked beans. Now, when I say baked beans, I use them out of a can. Bush's, of course. This is the best. Bush's baked beans, and, one thing of original, I'll find whatever, like grillers, I'll put that in there. But here's the thing. When the pork ribs get done, there's always that flap of meat on the very end of the slab. I cut it off, and I chop that up in little bitty pieces because it's smoke. It's got that hickory flavor to it. I throw it in the beans. Then I take whatever barbecue sauce that I'm using. It's got to have like a lot of brown sugar in it. It's got to have a lot of flavor, a lot of caramelization, which is easy for you to say. And I dump that barbecue sauce in the beans, and I boil it. I mean, boil the shit out of it. I want that all those sugars to cook down. I want them to get almost like a glue type deal. I can't eat them right out of the can. They're gross. I was raised on Sonny's. We have a barbecue joint chain that I think sold out 4 times over, and they're garbage now. But back in the day, back in the early 80s and late 90s, Sonny's Barbecue was the place to go, and their beans were the best. They're ticky. They're tacky. They're almost like paste. When they scoop them out, they're like paste. That's what I want. I want that nice stick, tacky. Anyway, so I made baked beans, and I forgot what baked beans do to you. Because I don't eat, I eat pretty good in the morning for hard-boiled eggs. I told you I've been walking 4 miles every morning. Hard-boiled eggs in the morning with a baked potato with a little sour cream on it. I know, for breakfast. And then at night, boiled or air-fried chicken breast or something like that, and carrots. And then a couple of these guys, and I'm done. That's my meals for the day. But baked beans, I was like, whoo, why am I so gassy? Oh, that's right. My baked beans, which I only make once a year. God, I'd clear out rooms. I know. I know. We'll get to the stories. Don't worry. But I was thinking, back in the old days, people used to wash the beans and soak the beans and, dry them out and then boil them. And then they'd have to boil for so long to get them tender. And do people do that anymore with baked beans? They're so convenient now. You just grab them off the shelf and put them in a pot and heat them up and add whatever you want to them, and you're good to go. I see them on the counter, like in the bags, next to the rice and the black eyed peas, and they're all in bags and stuff. And I was like, do people still do that? Now, people probably on a budget would do that because, a sack of whatever makes baked beans, a sack of that is like 50 cents. It's, 4-pound sack of the baked beans thing. And you boil them and do it. Yeah, but it takes time, but nobody's got time. Nobody's got time for that. All right, guys, you got time for me? Great, because we got a big show to get into, lots to talk about. And this doctor, who's a doctor, had to go to school for it, accidentally removed the wrong organ from a guy, and he ended up dying. And what that organ was that killed him, I'll tell you when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you, and the way you can do that, you can be podcast famous, is jump on over to Prophet Radio, proud sponsors of Deacon Live, and you can see all the different podcasts that come out of this studio. And get yourself something for free over there while you're over there. But we would like to hear from you. At the top of the page says Deacon Live, be heard. It says record, listen back, and send. You can be anonymous if you want. You can ask us any question that you want to ask us. You can be anonymous for all I care. I don't care. And if you want to go back through our archives of 10 years of shows, over 400 and some odd episodes. I know there's still people out there downloading shows from like 2019, 2020. If you have any questions about those shows or anything like that, and you're like going, hey, what did you mean by that? Just give me some kind of reference point of where you, what show you were listening to, and I'll get back to you. And we'll answer your question right here on the air, and we'll play your voice right here on the air. That's Prophet Radio at the top of the page says, be heard on Deacon Live. Now, you figure doctors are smart, right? I mean, to a certain extent, doctors are smart. I mean, you have to go to school for however many, days or months or years. How did they do? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But, you hate to say, I had this discussion with my wife about the dentist office here in the Marshville area. In my opinion, I feel like those dentists, because of this area, it's not the most talented dentists in the field. I'd rather go to the rich neighborhood and go to the rich dentist over there. I know they cost a little bit more, but at least you would think, quote unquote, they would know what they were doing. Doctors are the same ways. I mean, what do they say? C's still get degrees. There's got to be a low guy on the totem pole. Well, this doctor in Florida, let it be Florida, right? An Alabama man has died on a Florida operating table when the doctor mistakenly removed his liver instead of his spleen during surgery. William Bryan was visiting the Florida Panhandle last month when he suddenly experienced a lower pain in his abdominal. Let's see. He and his wife, Beverly, went to the Ascension Sacred Heart Emerald Coast Hospital. Can you get a shorter name? Can we just call it something else? Ashkek? I don't know. I'm trying to make an acronym out of it. Well, over in Walton County, doctors were concerned about the abnormality in his spleen, according to the family's lawyer. They admitted him for further testing. General surgeon, Dr. Thomas Shakanovitz, words are hard for me sometimes, and chief medical officer, Dr. Kristen Bacani, pursued the 70-year-old Brian, persuaded him to undergo surgery at the hospital, or he could experience serious complications if left at the hospital untreated. So I got, for more on the story, I'm going to switch over to camera 4. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we also have a matching video over on YouTube. You can check that out. Go to YouTube, search Deacon Live Podcast, and you can see this video in real time as we're talking about it here on the air. So here we go. This is the video about this guy removing the guy's liver instead of his spleen.
Case where the facts are so egregious and dangerous to the local public that we feel like we should stop what we're doing basically and put out like a public service announcement. This is one of those situations. We've got a client that underwent a surgery that was supposed to be a spleen surgery, splenectomy, where they remove your spleen because you don't technically need your spleen to live. And the physician mistook his liver for the spleen, which is obviously on the other side of your body and much different in shape and size, and removed our client's liver.
This is the lawyer, by the way.
Killed him on the table there, and then proceeded to call it a spleen. Once we got the case this week, we looked into this gentleman's background. His name is Dr. We'll put his picture up. His name is Dr. Shakanovsky. Once we did some research into him, we found out that this was not the first time he had done a wrong site surgery.
What?
In the recent past, last 2 or 3 years, he actually operated on somebody over at Ascension Sacred Heart Emerald Coast, and he was intending to take out an adrenal gland, and he ended up taking out part of the pancreas of another patient.
What is this guy doing?
So once we found out this man had a track record, and the hospital basically seemed to be putting up with his behavior up until at least this point, we felt like it was necessary to let you know. He also has privileges at a hospital, North Walton Doctors Hospital. I believe he's like a chief medical officer of sorts there. So if you happen to be a patient of his and you're getting ready to undergo any kind of surgery,
run for your life.
Certainly tell you to second guess that.
Yeah.
Given what we know about this particular physician.
So this guy, he's a chief medical, whatever the guy fancy stuff that he says. And this is his second one. He's removed now I don't know. I mean, I know in elementary school they teach you here's the heart, kids, and here's the lungs, and here's the large intestines, which is actually small, and your small intestines is actually large. And then, at the end of it is your appendix. And then they go, and here's your liver, and here's your bladder, and here's your goodie parts down below, depending on if you're male or female. I don't know. I went to a different school than you guys did. But a spleen is about the size of a baked potato, and your liver almost takes up the lower, I don't know what side it's on, lower right half, lower. Anyways, when you see the anatomy photo of a human body, the liver is pronounced. Boom, it's right there. It looks like a liver. That is a liver. If you drop that on my plate and go eat that and go, no, it's liver. I'm not going to eat that. No, it's a porterhouse. No, it's not. It's a liver. So this doctor got confused and removed the guy's liver. Now, what about putting it back? Could he put it back? Did he pull it out and sew the guy up? That's the question I have. Did he pull it out and sew the guy up and go, okay, Mr. Johnson, or what's his name? I won't give him a proper name because he did pass away in this story. Oh, I closed it out. William, I think is his first name. All right, William, you're good to go. It's like that scene from South Park. Kenny, we took out your heart and replaced it with a baked potato. You have 5 seconds to live, and he's dead. It just doesn't get any easier. But, not to make fun of the guy, but I'm making fun of the doctor, who is a absolute moron if he cannot figure out the difference between the two. But anyways, who am I to say? Who am I sit here on my throne and pass judgment upon thee? Now, I'm judging someone right now, anyone who does this hack from Chase Bank. There's a glitch right now that's going on. Now, if you don't know about it, the video I saw on TikTok was a guy. He said, I was a heroin addict for 6 years, and I would do the Chase Manhattan. Is it Chase Manhattan anymore? Or is it just Chase Bank? They got rid of Manhattan. They disemboweled them. But there's a glitch to where. I'll dive into the story and we can discuss this even further. So forget about the monopoly banking error. Almost, I'm going to skip that. For some people, trying to take advantage of the viral Chase Bank glitch could face serious consequences, experts say, including frozen bank accounts, negative balances in the thousands of dollars, or even jail time. Now, here's the glitch to which actually happens. All right, slow down, buddy. Stop. All right, there we go. The glitch, which has been highlighted in several TikTok videos, has some people believing that they could get free cash from Chase ATMs. According to these posts, at least some cash machines allow customers to deposit a check they wrote to themselves for a larger amount than the balance in their bank account, giving them the immediate access to all the money listed on that check. Banks can sometimes take several days to verify these checks prior to the funds available to the customer's account. But in case of the Chase Bank glitch, are you going to let me? Didn't I hit pause? Didn't I tell you pause? Are you going to listen to me? Stupid computer. Banks can sometimes take several days to verify checks prior to the making funds available in the customer's accounts. But in the case of the Chase Bank glitch, some or all the money listed for the deposit was available immediately, allowing people to withdraw funds before the checks were identified as fraudulent. Posts online show that some of the fraudulent transactions were as much as $40,000. $40,000? Are they just, is it that much money in those ATM machines? As one would expect, the bank took action after social media posts surfaced about the glitch occurring. Oh, they had to wait for us to figure it out and tattle on them. Chase said that the issue has been addressed and urges people not to try it anymore. No, we fixed it. Don't you do this. Don't do it anymore. Bad people out there. So let's see what this thing says about the actual glitch. So let's see. All right, now's your chance to shine.
Over the weekend, a trend went viral on TikTok. And the trend is about
all right. Who let this guy do the voiceover?
exploiting a glitch in Chase Bank system, which is supposedly allowing people to withdraw infinite free money. With people pulling out cash from Chase Bank ATMs have gone viral and have garnered massive attention on various social media platforms. People in these videos can be seen withdrawing funds without having
This sounds like my IT guy when I'm trying to get something fixed here in the studio. Take the thing out and throw it in my stir.
Sufficient balance in their accounts. Chase Bank has labeled these actions as plain fraud and has addressed and corrected any potential bug in its system.
So regardless of what you see online, depositing let me go back to me now. fraudulent check and withdrawing the funds from your account is fraud, plain and simple, Chase spokesperson says. But yeah, ignore all the overdraft fees and all the other charges that Chase, charges you for stupid things that you've done. They're okay. We're okay with that, but don't let us steal any money from you. Legal and account experts agree the intent to do nothing is short of fraud. So if you've done that before, anyone that's done that, we'd love to hear from you. And the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. At the top of the page, it says leave a message for Deacon Live. Let me know if you've done it before or know someone that's done it. And if you got caught, I'd like to hear that as well. Now, if you don't want to talk on there, you don't want to be heard, that's fine. You can email me at any time at deacon@prophetradio.com. And it comes right to my mailbox. And I'll read it or read it on this episode if you get it in quick enough. If not, I'll read it on the very next podcast as well. All right, when we come back, Boeing, all the issues that Boeing's been having, well, guess what? The employees are fed up with it, and they're getting ready to strike, and that strike should be coming on as of September 1st, so it's probably going on right now. I'll get the details on that story when we come back, so stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Well, we'll give you something for free. You got to go over to prophetradio.com. At the top of the page says free swag. Pick out one of those different prize packs. There's keychains, there's magnets, some stickers from whatever podcast that you're listening to us on or at. You can see all the fine broadcasting that comes out of this studio. Pick out what you like. We'll send it out to you in the continental United States. It's not email grab or anything like that. Just their way of saying thank you for listening to the podcast. Pick out something. They'll send it out to you if you live in the United States. If you live overseas and you're listening to the show and you want something, it takes a little bit longer for them to send it out to you because I think they do like a mass shipping once a month just to save on postage. But if you live in the United States, usually they get it out to you within about 48 hours or so. Or 48 hours it leaves the studio, from what I understand. Dan told me 48 hours. Yeah, Dan. Whatever, Dan. Now, the last time I went into... Let's backtrack a little bit. When I buy vehicles, I know, here comes the baller part. When I buy vehicles, I buy brand new vehicles. I don't want to use vehicles unless I absolutely need a used vehicle. Like we have a farm truck here because we sit on about 22 some odd acres. I have a brand new Chevy Silverado 2500 series high country. I'm not going to haul hay in that. I'm not going to haul dirt. I'm not going to haul anything on that. That thing is strictly for hauling our horses. You get in, you put the trailer on the back, you put the horses in the back of the trailer, and then you jump in the front of the truck and you haul to wherever you're taking those horses. Outside of that, it stays clean, it stays nice and neat. So I bought a small little Nissan D21, 1992, and I use that, to haul stuff around. We don't use it now as much in the summertime, but in the wintertime we'll use it. But I've never stepped into an AutoZone unless you take me going in there to buy like detailing stuff, to wipe out the interior of my truck and stuff, my brand new truck. I don't really go in AutoZone. Now, growing up, I had a Volkswagen Bug. I was in AutoZone all the time getting pieces, parts for that thing. And you go in there and you explain something to them and you expect them to understand what you're saying. Sometimes they'll just sit there and go, but it was my whole but my whole, in my imagination, that the people behind the counters were somewhat like car people. They knew how to work on cars. They knew how to change brakes. They knew how to do all that stuff. You would think of them as mechanic salespeople, right? Like when you go drop your car off at the dealership or whatever, you have the salespeople up front and then you have the mechanics in the back. The people at AutoZone are basically both. They can do both parts. They can change your tires and they can recommend something for you. This guy right here on TikTok, of course, leave it to TikTok. That's how everyone gets in trouble, and that's how people get called out. A message that an AutoZone worker on TikTok, his name goes by Kelly Kell is his real name. Doubling down on the thing. Goes by Kelly Loves _ orange soda. Well, good. Stresses the viewers in this clip that has accrued over 34,000 views on the app of TikTok. In it, he wants to make very clear that AutoZone workers are retail employees and are not trained professionals, which means that patrons that go into the store hoping to get a diagnostic on their car are out of luck. Numerous TikTok users who comment on this post, however, didn't seem to appreciate his message. Kel records the video wearing his AutoZone uniform t-shirt in one of the interiors of what it looks like one of the chain's locations. And it starts out by saying, I'm going to say this now, bro. Bro, we are not fucking mechanics. It said expletives here, but I know what it says. He continues, before I get into that, let me explain. Car knowledge does help with your customer service. I mean, mine is impeccable, he says. So for more on this, I'm going to let Kel Loves Orange Soda tell us in his own words about the about working at AutoZone. Hold on there, Kel. Where are you at? Where's your numbers? I can't see you. Oh, here we go. So here's Kel Loves Orange Soda. I'm going to switch the camera forward so you can see this. You ready? Here we go.
Fucking the goddamn Asian. Bro, we're not fucking mechanics. We're not fucking mechanics. So don't come in here. Now, before I get into that, let me explain. It does help with your customer service. I mean, mine's impeccable. But it would help with your customer service to know a little bit about cars. But don't come in here explaining your situation and then get mad because I'm telling you I don't know what the fuck.
Damn.
Bro, I'm not a fucking mechanic.
Bro.
I don't fucking know. Sounds like you should take it to your mechanic, let him explain the problem, then I can give you the part that you fucking need.
Makes sense.
I'm an auto parts store worker, not a fucking mechanic.
It's passionate.
Fuck,
man. Let me live my life. The Daily Dot has reached out to the AutoZone via email and Kel via TikTok comments for further information. Internet culture is chaotic. Oh, okay, so I guess they didn't get a response to him. He's pissed. He's pissed, man. He's like, God damn it, you dumb motherfuckers. Come in here asking for me. Just give me a part number. I'd be the same way. Give me the part number, and I'll go get the part from you or for you. Bring it to you. Here you go. And there's a core charge. I'm gonna need the other one back. I know that part. I know a core charge sometimes. Well, a whole group of people that know about a core charge is the employees at Boeing. And right now, aerospace giant Boeing is facing a new challenge in the form of a potential strike by 32,000 workers that could begin this month if the company and the unions are unable to reach an agreement. Boeing's contract with the International Association of Machinists, the IAM, is set up to expire on December 12th. Okay, so it's a couple days from now. And the union members who build planes at Boeing's facility in Washington State have threatened to go on strike if their demands are not met. You know, I've never been in a union, and I've never been in that situation where, like, I want another $5 an hour or I will walk out the door. I've never been in a union situation. I think, not to get too political, I think Trump is trying to modernize the union. I could be wrong on that, so I don't know. I'm not going to say too much about it. But I think he's trying to, and normally Republicans are against unionization, but I think Trump's trying to curb that a little bit. In mid-July, the union members approve of a strike authorization with a vote of 99% in favor. Authorizations votes are common during the bargaining between unions and companies that don't necessarily mean that the strike will occur. Boeing told Fox Business in a statement, "We remain confident that we will reach the deal and that the balances needs of our employees and the business realities that we are facing as a company." The IAM District 751 President John Holden said in a statement on Sunday that the union is fighting for respect from Boeing and that it's seeking reasonable wages that reflect the value of bringing retirement systems, rewarding a longevity of skill that we when we must put down our tools because we can't no longer work together. So there was a documentary about Boeing and how Boeing, like when they were part of the space program, everything was Boeing. I mean, those guys took pride in their work. They did all this and they were doing great. They might have been hemorrhaging a little bit of money, but they were, goddamn, everything that they produced, from the 60s, 70s, and 80s and into the mid 90s, they were pumping out and everything was great. And then somewhere in between, they got a new CEO in there, and the CEO, kind of like what Disney did, got out, Bob Iger, and then brought in someone else, changed the whole formula. if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And all he wanted was the bottom line. He goes, I want to save money. The guy at Boeing. And the employees revolted. They said, no, I'm not going to sit. No overtime, no extra shifts, none of this stuff. You need to get it done in this specific time. And, hey, this is not done yet. I need to still tighten this bolt. Fuck it. Keep going. Keep moving. Keep, pumping them out. Because he saw the end result. Even if a plane went down or two, or something fell off, or a plug blew out of the side of they were saving money, and the cost to repair those offset mistakes was nothing compared to what they were spending on getting this stuff done right. So, are they going to strike? 32,000 people? That's a small town. That's a big town. Well, not my town. My town's only 2,000 people. 32,000? That's like 15 of us, something like that. All right, guys, when we come back, another company is joining the whole ditching the whole DEI movement. Another beer company is doing, or another company, and this company is a beer company. So we'll dive in that story. And what the hell's going on out there in California? What's all this moving and grooving that's going on? And we'll get into details of that and hopefully wade through the information. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget all the musical artists that you hear on this platform. On our show, they're all independent artists. They're looking for some love. They're wanting to get their music out there. And it's kind of hard when you got the whole conglomerates out there, the big radio stations, the big record labels and all that stuff. These guys are independent artists, and they're trying to get their music out to you. And we're the only, I'm going to say right now, we are the only podcast, the only platform that allows independent artists to express their music, and we show them some love. So what I want you to do is show them some love as well. If you hear that they've got a Spotify channel, go like them. Add them to your playlist. If you want to hear about them or find more information about them, every song that you hear during the podcast can be found over at Prophet Radio. If you want to hear the whole entire length of the song, the name, the title of the artist, and the name of the songs over there, find out a little bit more. Give them a little bit of love. Give them a thumbs up over there as well. They would appreciate that. And we are, like I said, the one and only platform that allows you independent artists to get your music out there. And if you want to be part of this whole entire program, the way you can do that, you can email me at any time at deacon@prophetradio.com, and we'll start a conversation there and see if we can get your song here on the air as well. Now, last week we talked about Lowe's dropping the whole DEI, the diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm going to say that wrong, but I'm going to go with it. And they got some of their notes from Starbucks. So Starbucks kind of started the whole thing, and just kind of restructuring how they deal with different races and different cultures and different, anatomies, for lack of a better term. And right now, the latest company to do that is the Molson Coors Brewing Company. They announced this past Tuesday it would take back a number of its diversity, equity, and inclusion policies, joining a member of other U.S. major corporations that have revoked such practices this past summer. The company will ensure executive incentives are not tied to the meaning of representation targets. It's what did I say? I might have to say that again. The company will ensure executive incentives are not tied to meeting representation targets, ends its participation in the Human Rights Campaign Corporate Equality Index, and acts its supplier diversity efforts, according to a memo obtained by the Daily Caller News Foundation. Several other companies have taken similar measures, including home improvement retailer Lowe's and also Ford Motors. I did not know that. In March, this is from Molson Coors. In March, our HR team began rolling out the new steps of our culture journey, centered around the evolution from our work focus on DEI to a broader view of which all of our employees know they are welcome. The driving force behind this shift is to understand that we are all people and know that we are all welcome, and we're all more engaged and motivated and committed to a company's collective success. Since then, we have reviewed all policies and practices to ensure our work is aligned with this renewed focus. So essentially what they're going to do, let's see, what is this? Let's see what this TikTok video guy has to say.
All right, y'all, I got fantastic news for you. Another win. Last week, we reached out to the CEO and president of Molson Coors. You probably know them for their Coors beers. I was concerned about their woke and DEI-based policies, so I laid out my concerns. I was concerned about woke policies at Coors and DEI policies, so I reached out, I laid out our concerns, and I laid out that we were investigating for a story. After a little back and forth with them, I have got some fantastic news for you. Before we begin with the changes, though, I wanted to point out that this page used to exist, and it no longer does. Now that page looks like this. Isn't it beautiful? This email just went out to all Coors employees. So let's jump into the changes. First, there will be no more woke DEI trainings. Employee resource groups, or ERGs, that were previously separated across identity politics lines like race or what kind of sex you like to have are now BRGs, business resource groups, that are open to all employees. Coors is no longer donating to divisive events like pride events. Instead, they're going to be donating to their hometown communities and core business goals like alcohol responsibility, disaster relief efforts, and promoting access to higher education and job training for positions in their industry.
Totally
Employee
makes
and
sense.
Executive compensation will no longer be tied to DEI hiring goals. Coors will no longer have supplier diversity goals that give preferential treatment to, quote, diverse suppliers. And I saved the best for last. At least my favorite part of these stories is always when the companies leave the HRC CEI scoring system. Yeah, Coors had 100 on the CEI scoring system, which is essentially a social credit system to push leftism into corporate America. I have had enough of the CEI scoring system, so I've got some great news for you. Coors is in fact stating that they will no longer participate in the CEI scoring system from the HRC. The Corporate Equality Index is on its way out. I love that this email ends with the Coors leadership team talking about the importance of unity, because unity is going to be found in our approach of neutrality and sanity. No more divisive social and political issues at work. They don't belong there. Work is going to be about work, and we're going to make corporate America sane again. Our movement is about something.
Well, I mean, that's good. That's great. That's the way it should be, right? That's the way it you know, what was the one show that I was watching on Apple TV? Severance. Have you ever watched that? Where basically, it's really odd. It's weird and dark at the same time. Where basically you go to work, and as soon as you get in the elevator, they play this little ding dong, and your mind just forgets everything that's on the outside world, and you literally just work. That's all you do. And then when you go back in the elevator and you go down to the parking lot where your car is, ding dong, ding dong. Now you don't even know where you work. You know you work for someone, but you don't know what happened at work. It's really, really weird. But that's the way it should be. Work should be work. Home should be home, and keep the personal lives out of there. I think, after World War II and stuff, or after the Depression and going into World War II, I think we were so adamant about, making sure everyone was happy, and religion and race and all that stuff was concealing and all that. I don't know, and now they're just taking it out and say, hey, look, you want to work? I don't care what color you are. I don't care, who you like to have sex with. Do your job. If you do it great, perfect. Why does he get paid more than me? And then that's another that's another stepping stone, hopefully in the right direction when they can figure that out as well. Something that's not going in the right direction is out in California. California, Gavin Newsom has declared a state of emergency this past Tuesday in the city of Rancho Palos Verdes, as a severe land shift is what they're calling it. A land shift in the area threatens the communities, disrupting power lines. Power lines, tell me about it, right? Emergency officials will be able to direct the state resources toward responding to the threat of the land movement because of the governor's proclamation. More than 200 homes in the city and around 30 miles of the south of Los Angeles had their powers cut Monday, and the long-running ground shift close to them is threatening utility lines. So, you're talking about everyone's waiting for the big one. This is way south California. It's slowly sliding off the map. The city is located on 4 out of 5 subslides that compromise the greater Portuguese landslide complex. The land movement at part of the complex is significantly accelerated following severe storms in 2023 and 2024. This is unprecedented. The city council member said, Barbara Ferrero. No one knows really, no one knows really, in a way, what to do. Yeah, you don't know what to do. That's fucking Mother Nature. So I'm going to switch to camera 4, and we're going to get a little bit more on this from CBS Daily Report. So here we go. Am I on camera 4? Yeah, here we go. And I got to turn you up there, buddy. Sorry. No, of course, there's a There's an ad. It will play after this. Oh, I can skip ad. There you go.
Palos Verdes. And now that hundreds of homes have lost power as a result, California's governor has declared a state of emergency. This isn't just a temporary condition. Officials say power will be off for up to 3 weeks, and in some places, people could be in the dark indefinitely because the land keeps moving. There are also concerns about the sewage system, which could force evacuations. The city has asked residents who choose to stay in their homes to limit their use of water and plumbing. CBS News correspondent Jonathan Bigliotti
just
joins
pee
us now
outside.
from Rancho Palos Verdes. Jonathan, tell me what you're seeing, but also can you explain, this isn't, as I understand, this is not a landslide, the one-shot deal, everybody cleans up and then they move on. This is like a slow, will you explain exactly how the land is sliding?
John Dickerson doesn't know.
I will, and I think this is a perfect place to be to explain this. So first, you're looking at a home. It has actually sunk more than 10 feet. The front entrance used to be close to where I'm standing. So now to give you some of that perspective how this is happening, because when I hear landslide, I think the side of a mountain collapsing into homes. That is not what is happening here. What is happening here is what's known as a subterranean landslide. So about 150 feet beneath where I'm standing, there is this layer of soil, which historically over the past few thousands of years has moved about at a rate of 2 inches every single month. Well, after 2 wet winters of historic rainfall, what we know as atmospheric rivers, that acceleration has grown. In some areas, we're talking as much.
Fucking ad.
Custom products made easy. Truly fantastic free online.
As 4 feet a month. So if you have this subsoil 150 feet beneath me, imagining that rapidly clearing out, then you've got the topsoil where these homes are. They've got nowhere to go but sinking down. And you can tell just by the shape of this, what's happening throughout this community. It almost looks like a deflated balloon in some areas. This community has been shut down. The roads are blocked. The power has been shut off to about 140 homes. We're told that is going to grow. The big threat right now is the risk of fire. And the big question
Move out.
now, what is the solution? Geologists are here along with engineers
look at that house.
to find that solution. At this point, they do not know how to stop this land from sliding. Meanwhile, as you mentioned, you have the governor that has stated that a state of emergency declaration here just a few hours ago. That will release critical federal funding, which will assist with homeowners. Many of them don't have insurance for this. It will also bring in additional resources and crews to the ground to hopefully, John, mitigate this disaster and to find a permanent.
Well, hold on a minute. They say they don't have any insurance for this. Let's go back to me now. They don't have any insurance for this. I mean, I know even up here in North Carolina, we have, if you live in a 100-year flood zone or 500-year flood zone, you have to have flood insurance. Isn't that somewhat what they might have in California? Do they waive that in California? Is because the houses are so expensive anyways? I'd like a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom bungalow in South LA. Oh, that'll be $3.5 million. Oh, okay. Can we make it cheaper? Yeah, you can waive your flood insurance. Well, how much is it after that? $600,000. Yeah, I mean, but that's the ridiculous. That's the silliness of it. So, I mean, act of God? I don't think that's act of God because then, there's a lot of stuff that you can say act of God. But yeah, there's a slow burn, a slow slide underneath the crust of all these people's homes in South California, and they're just dropping. They're dropping right into the ocean. The ocean's going to come right in there. They're just going to swallow it all up. It's going to fall off like the end of a sandcastle when a wave comes in, and there's going to be less California out there. Oh. I know. Oh, too bad. I know. We have a bunch of listeners out there. Hopefully everyone out there is listening to us. They're doing all right. When we come back, this guy was got a brand new job. I love my job. I'm working for Walmart full-time, 40 hours a week. Hey, how you doing, ma'am? Sir, you're fired now. Oh, damn it. I'll tell you how he actually got fired. So stick around. You listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. And the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. At the top of the page says social contacts. You can see all the stuff that links us to you and you to us as well. Yes, we're on TikTok. Yes, we have an Instagram. Yes, we have a Facebook page as well. Make sure you go over there and like and subscribe and show us some love. And all the music artists as well. You can show them some love as well over there at ProphetRadio.com. And also, what was I going to say? Oh, get yourself something for free as well at the free swag section, a little drop-down menu. It's a nice email grab. It's just their way of saying thank you for listening to all the fine programming coming out of the studio. And if you'd like to leave us a message, ask us a question, you could be podcast famous. Your voice can be right alongside of us here in the studio. The little section says, leave a message for Deacon Live. Be heard. Click, record, send. You know, that type deal. And like I said, you can be anonymous. And if you don't want to be heard on the radio, but you want to ask me something, a personal question or anything like that, you can email me anytime at email me anytime at deacon@profitradio.com. I click this light on. Okay. So kids are going back to school. Are they going back to school yet? I don't know. It's Labor Day weekend. Isn't that the end of summer? And we're going back to school, and parents are, doing the first day photographs and all that. And one of the things that I see is, once the kids go back to school, mommy can have her wine now. Daddy can have his beers without any problems or anything like that. But this class in kindergarten said, you know what, we're going back to school. We're going back in school in style. We're going to have tequila shots. A kindergarten class in Michigan accidentally consumed tequila during snack time. Fox 2 Detroit reported one of the kids brought a bottle of ready-to-use Jose Cuervo margarita mix to the Grand River Academy in Lavanya in her backpack. Several students drank it. One kindergartner, quote-unquote, felt woozy and a quote-unquote little dizzy after 4 or 5 sips from a Dixie cup. The kindergartners who drank the margaritas told their parents they thought it was juice. Well, yeah, it's really spicy juice. But the kindergartner who initially brought the drink and knew it was alcoholic or had alcohol in it. The girl poured it. A little tramp. Here you go, kids. Getting them hooked on the stuff, right? The kindergartner who drank the margarita. The girl poured it into her cup and then she drank it. And the little girl ended up telling her what it was. When she told the teacher there was liquor in this cup, the teacher gave her a funny face. Dominique Zanders, the mother of one of the kindergartners, told Fox 2 in Detroit. In the statement, I don't know what I just read there. In a statement, the school said the facility called poison control when they learned that children had been drinking margaritas. Why would they call poison control? While we try to keep an eye on everyone, our students and what they bring to school, it's simply not possible. A statement said from the school, it's unfortunate that these types of alcoholic beverages or adult beverages can be mistakenly for child-friendly drinks. No, the girl said I knew what was in it. I'm not sure if they were short-staffed or whatever. It shouldn't have happened. The school said the parents were notified immediately and took their kids, and everyone was okay. A little hungover, but they were all right. Enraged parents blamed the child's own parents for this concoction of giving the kids drinks, alcohol drinks. If your child knows what it is, nothing is wrong with it. What? But they should know not to touch it. That's not for... I don't know who writes these stories, but Jesus Christ. They don't write them reader-friendly. They should know not to touch it, that it's not for kids. I had a small conversation with my daughter, nothing big. She told me that the girl knew that it was liquor. The Grand River Academy, Lavanya, did not immediately respond to the insider's request of comment. No, because they're trying to figure this out. First of all, you ever seen a Jose Cuervo bottle with the already tequila stuff in it? It's huge. It's like a 2 liter of soda. This kid throws her backpack on the counter. All right, class. She's smoking a cigarette. She's handing out shorts to all the other kids. Who wants shorts? It's street lingo for single cigarettes. All right, and who's up for some tequila shots? Yeah. Open it up, and it's a neon green, yellow looking thing. Start pouring around the cups like you're in the strip club and stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why didn't the teacher see it? That would have been the go-to. All right, snack time, everyone. Go get your lunch bags. Here you go, Andrea. Here's yours. Oh, Jesus. What do you have in here? None of your business. She's lipping a friggin' marble on her mouth. None of your business. That's for me, and that's for me to know and you to find out. Now, this guy right here found out real quick that he got fired from Walmart. A Walmart greeter was fired just 2 hours after he was hired. The reason why is completely hilarious. A Walmart greeter was... Usually a Walmart greeter is saved for those jobs for retirees. Unfortunately, one man, however, ended up getting fired just 2 hours after he got the job. The Walmart greeter is a coveted job among retirees. Unfortunately, one man, however, ended up getting fired. Did they literally print the thing twice? They did, and I read it twice. That's how fucking stupid I am. Let's see. Let's find a sentence I haven't read yet. They took to social media to reveal what happened, and all the people all over the world can't stop laughing about it. Here's what they had to say. So here he goes. He says, so after landing a new job as a Walmart greeter, a good fine and many retirees for a good fine for many retirees, I lasted less than a day. About 2 hours into my first day on the job, a very loud, mean-acting woman walked into the store with her 2 kids, yelling obscenities at them all the way through the whole entire entrance. As I've been instructed, I said pleasantly, "Good morning and welcome to Walmart. Nice children you have there. Are they twins?" The woman looked back at him and said, of course, her children were at least 2 years apart. While they did share similar features, I certainly did not, they did not look like each other. So the woman stopped yelling long enough to say, hell no, these ain't twins. The oldest one's 9 and the other one's 7. Why the hell would you think they are twins? Are you blind or just stupid? So the gentleman goes, so I responded, I'm neither blind nor stupid, ma'am. I just couldn't believe that someone slept with you twice. Have a good day, and thank you for shopping at Walmart. My supervisor said I was probably not cut out for this line of work. Honestly, I'd rather be brutal sometimes, but I think just like something like this was to happen to me, if Walmart ever hired me again as a greeter, I don't think I would get the job. I would say something like that. But are they twins? Hell no. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you had sex twice. I mean, call it what you want. If you want to be, out in public, showing your ass, someone's going to call you out on it. And unfortunately, he did it under the watch of Walmart, and they didn't like that too much. Now, this one right here, the opposite of Walmart, which is Target. I don't know if this video is staged, but you and I can decipher this together. And I'm going to switch over to camera 4 so we can all see this and we can all look at it together. So, in a TikTok account, Chris and Aaron uploaded a video recently of Aaron leaning over a Target basket on her kitchen counter. She looks exhausted and slightly annoyed, with her husband repeatedly asking her if she forgot something. The woman said, I have a travel pillow wrapped around her neck, and she looked through the basket trying to figure out what Chris was possibly going on about. Chris doesn't let up. He chuckles and asks, okay, so you have no idea what you've done. Aaron simply looks back at him, through the basket, back at him, and goes through the basket, confused one more time, commenting on getting herself a fancier neck pillow as if the basket does not exist. Does the basket exist? Does Aaron have reusable Target shopping bag that looks exactly like a red basket in the store? It was unclear that she had not picked up on her husband's hints. So he very clearly explains to her that you have to go back to the store because she brought the actual Target basket home. So I'm going to play this video. I don't know if this is I'm going to play it and let's find out. Let's go. Can I start? I'm going to go to their account. I'm going to go to camera 4 so you can see this in real time. So here we go. Here's Chris and Aaron. And let me see how many, hold on, before we get going. How many followers do they have? Yeah, they've done something. They got 1.3 million. Don't fucking. This is a scam. Anyway, so here's the situation. This is what happened.
I forgot the protein bars.
No, babe.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So she's in the kitchen and she's got the Walmart, the plastic, the to-go. When you're walking around, you get the little bucket thing, little plastic thing. It's got air holes in it and stuff. and he's looking in the camera with her over the shoulder, and it just looks a little, I don't know. Here we go. So here he goes.
Okay, so you have no idea what you have done.
No.
You don't see it. You don't see the like.
I mean, I got myself one more bottle of.
Okay, you don't see the error that you made. Like you don't see it.
No, I don't see it.
I mean, forget about the fact that
Chris.
you're already wearing the neck pillow, but
That's because it's comfortable.
right. But do you not know?
I think I got myself. I got the nicer brand for me
She's
than for you.
now.
Well, that's nice. I appreciate that.
And I did get one more bottle for
And
me.
none of her stuff is in a Target bag. None of it. It's all in the basket itself. I don't know.
Okay, babe,
Here we
we
go.
have to go back because of what you did. Do you not know what you did? Well, you brought the Target basket home, and it's on the kitchen counter. I'm
No.
afraid to go back because I don't know what they're going to do to it.
No.
Just keep it.
No. Sorry. I'm calling bullshit on that. Calling bullshit. I am. I'm calling bullshit on that. You know, with 1.3 million, if you're the 1.3 million people following that little, oh, you brought the Target basket home. Ah, no, I got this and I got this for you and I got your cookies that you like. Nothing is in like an actual shopping bag. When you check out, they put it in the cellophane bag, the Target white plastic bag, whatever it is, and they set it off the side. If she would have had all those in that basket and then brought the whole bag, I would have said, yeah, that's believable. No, all her stuff was not in a bag. It was all in there just as she walked through the store. No, I'm sorry. So if you see it, I call, what do they call, what does Cartman call it?
That does it. Shenanigans.
No, I don't know.
What are you doing?
I'm declaring shenanigans on you. This game is rigged.
Shenanigans? What's all the hoo-ha?
Officer Barbrady, I'm going to declare shenanigans on
Anyways,
this carnival.
I know. I was trying to think of something. Anyways, I just think it's bullshit. It's total bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go there. Chris and Aaron, if these are the way you got to get 1.3 million viewers, I don't even want to know any of those people that watch your YouTube channel because they're as dumb as you are. I'm sorry. They're dumb. They're as dumb as you are. Not our fans. Our fans are fantastic. They're smart. They're intelligent. And now you're up to date. All right, guys. I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying goodnight and goodnight.
Come back.
This is the absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
Dumb.